what you want, but this is what you need. Yeah, this ain't what you want, but this is what you need. This ain't what you want.
Man, the casuals back at you again for another episode. Rob, Vic, Eddie Arnell. Mr. Vic, man, what's going on, brother? Had a little time off, a little relaxation. How you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good, my brother. I'm doing good. I'm blessed, favored highly by the Lord Himself, as we all are. So, man, I'm just happy to be on this side of heaven, my
Yeah,
brother, man. How about you, man?
man, glad to be back, man. I know we took the week off last week. Came back this week, man. Got a little experience out there in another area we've never been to. So I had a good time with the family, man. Saw some cool
Okay.
things.
Yeah, nice. Where you go?
We went to DC, man, and was able to see some things, man. I would highly recommend going to the the National Museum of African American History, man. I mean, I don't even think we did justice the time we spent there because it's so much rich history, slavery, and it's the things that uh, the our race of people have gone through the years and where we've come from. And so it's really cool to see, really cool to take the kids there, let them learn some things as well. So
Right.
it was really, really fun experience. Where'd y'all go, man? What'd y'all do?
Yeah, man. Oh, well, that sounds amazing. First and foremost, that's good. We definitely got to do that. Hopefully, we get an opportunity to do that next year. But we actually went to Florida.
Okay.
We started off in South Carolina. Took my wife on she loves the movie The Notebook,
Okay.
and so we did some filming, location visiting.
Nice.
So we had that opportunity to see some cool things there. And then we went to Florida. We hit Jacksonville. We were in Jacksonville for the most part. We did have an opportunity to go to Clearwater and Tampa and
Nice.
to Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it was cool, man. Got hit the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like was able to
Always good at the beach,
man. Oh yeah, man, yeah. I was thinking, I was like, dog, I don't know if I want to. It's like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, man, it'd be so awesome to live, by the beach where you could just go every day. And then I was like, but dang, if I live by it, am I gonna get tired of it? So I'm like, dang, maybe I don't need to live by the beach because I don't ever want to get tired of the beach. So, so I was just thinking those things, bro. But yeah, man, it was cool, bro. It's always good to see family and relax. So we had a good time, brother. We had a good time. Happy to be.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Rob Vic for the Notebook, man. I gotta clap it up for you, brother, man. That's some good brownie points, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey, I love me some brownies, bro. So you know what I mean.
That's good though, man. Nah, that's cool. That's cool too, man. So like like I said, I love the beach is cool. It's cool to get the sand between your toes, and
Right.
go out there, relax a little bit, man, and have some fun. Listen to I love hearing the waves of the ocean. So
Yeah.
you crash, especially if you have the opportunity to stay in a hotel or something that's on the beach and you can
Oh yeah.
man, that's some of the best sleep ever, man. That's a whole nother discussion.
No, that's real, man. Yeah, that's an experience, man, for sure. That's definitely a good experience. And man, yeah, I'll just be tripping off like the vastness of the water. Like every time I'm just like, yo, how can people say there is no God when you just
Right.
look at the vastness of this water? It's just water from miles
Never ending, right? Yeah.
man. It's like, yo, this looks bottomless and like you said, never ending. It's like, is there a land? Where is the land at, bro? Like you don't see nothing but water, bro. So yeah, man, it's a cool experience, bro. I was happy to be able to do it.
It's a lyric by a Christian rap artist, and he talks about, and I can't remember his name, and I know you know who it is, but he talks about when God being everywhere, and if you go, and it's a scripture actually he's quoting, that if you go down to the bottom of the ocean, that God is already there. Like, what took you so long? Something like that. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
reminds me of that what you just said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So tonight's episode, man, of the Casuals, we're gonna talk about the off season and the rest,
Yeah.
right? And the
Woo.
preparation that it takes to, do an off season. Because you just can't, being a professional athlete, you just can't uh, go home and like take some time, right? You got to let your body recover. I mean, that's
Right.
obvious, right? But you just can't lay around the whole summer, put on about 20, 30 pounds,
Mm-mm.
and think you're gonna come back
Mm-mm.
and have the same type of success if you had a lot of success. No,
Absolutely.
man, there's a process, right, in doing so, and so we'll talk about that tonight some, and we'll touch on a few things. So Rob, let's just sticking with the NBA because right now you got the summer league going on. We had the draft
Mm-hmm.
we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
We had some free agent signings, man. So I mean, right off the rip, bro. Right off the rip,
Yeah.
let's,
You
let's
know we
go on
gotta
and
go.
talk. Let's go on and talk about it, man. Bronny
Yeah, bro.
going to the Lakers. He's playing in the summer league, man. What are your thoughts so far of that? I don't know if it's his experiment, but that situation. How about that?
Yeah, man, it's so interesting because we did an earlier episode how we talked about being the son of a
Yep.
great player,
Yep.
and so that was y'all need to go back and watch that episode. That was a dope episode, and we were able to discuss that. I saw a lot of just different things online. Some
Mhm.
people was just like happy for
Mhm.
Ron
Mhm.
and Bronny. And then some people were like, "Oh, he don't deserve this opportunity. Like, how if he wasn't his last name wasn't James, if he wasn't a junior, he wouldn't be in the league, and
Right.
he wasn't really draftable. All these different things going on, man.
Mhm.
The way I look at it and where I fall, and I think everybody knows, or everybody knows me, that I'm not a LeBron hater, but I'm not a LeBron apologist either. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I'm neutral on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I will see things. I'm like, I don't really care for this, but then I'll give him
Mhm.
props also where props is due.
Right.
And props is due here, man. I can't. I'm if me as a dad
Mhm.
of a boy, two boys, if that would happen to me, bro, absolutely. I
Yeah.
don't see what father wouldn't do that. I don't
Right.
care,
Right. Right.
bro. I might have spent the first round pick on him. He might have been pick 18. I'm like, yo, hey, for me to get a chance to play with my son, like
Yeah.
this has never been done before. Yeah, nah, we might trade up to get him if I had that kind of leverage. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So he might not even last at the 55. You know what I'm saying? Like I might have been like, yo, let's go get it.
Yeah.
But I also heard that Rich Paul, they were saying in the media that Rich Paul was telling teams like, hey, don't do that, don't touch him. So he was gonna be there. But yeah, this I would have done it, bro. Like there's no question, no doubt, 100%. That's a slam dunk all day,
Yeah.
every day with that opportunity. You doggone right. I'm picking my son for
Yeah,
sure.
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. And so, sticking with the Lakers just for a little bit longer, I just want to get your thoughts on this, man. JJ Redick, first time head coach. The writing was on the wall, if you will. 'Cause we saw
Right.
this, right? We saw this during
Absolutely.
the NBA season, particularly during the playoffs. After the Lakers were put out, we saw it on the podcast. We saw the X's and O's being drawn up, and what would you do in this situation, and stuff like that. So, maybe your
Right.
thoughts on, it's a lot. It's a lot to this situation, and we don't have to go that route, but he's a first time coach, no
Mm-hmm.
coaching experience,
None.
right? So, what do you think, man? Especially when you had folks out there, Sam Cassell's, you had some other guys, the Mark Jacksons,
Yeah. Yeah. And so, that where I would give LeBron, I just gave him the props, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we can do that. Now, here's the like, all right, man.
Yep.
Now, like you said, you got Mark Jackson that was available. You got, like you said, Sam Cassell. Those are just two
Mhm.
guys off the top of my head. And
Right.
man, how JJ went from coaching 9-year-olds to coaching 19-year-olds in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like he went from coaching his son to now he coaching Bron's son. Man, that's hey, he came up, bro. He knew the right people. props to him. I actually like JJ Redick. I watched the Old Man and the Three podcast. I do think he's a bright mind. I think I feel like he is capable for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But having zero, like no assistant experience, like he wasn't even in the room, like with how Eric Spoelstra came up, like going and watching just the film room guy, like he ain't do that. You know what I mean? Like he ain't coach no G League. Yeah, like, he ain't coach. He ain't coach none of that, man. He just went straight into the Lakers too. He didn't go to the Pistons. He didn't go to the Rockets. You feel me? Like he went to the top of the top. He went straight to the Lakers. So, man, yeah, that was an interesting choice. And for Bron to be like, oh yeah, I ain't really had nothing to do with that. And they played that. I'm like, come on, son. Like, I don't know about that one. Like that, I don't believe that. I would have preferred they just kept it a buck and was like, yeah, he gonna be the next coach, and ain't nothing y'all gonna do about it. Because I pull the strings like that. I'm the GM, and I'm the coach, and I'm the player. I got it like that.
Yeah.
So ain't nothing y'all gonna do about it. I'm like, you know what, man? Hey, do your thing, bro. We can't even be mad at you because you're arguably you're on Mount Rushmore. You put in the work. You earned the opportunity to do these things. I just don't like him fronting like I had nothing to do with it. Like, stop. Come on. If that was the case, JJ Redick could have been. They could have been hired. Somebody else could have been hired, and he would have had coaching experience. But
definitely. No, definitely, I agree with you, man. It's just we're gonna see what happens there. It doesn't happen often where you get a first year coach and his first gig is on a professional level.
Right.
But I'm not saying he can't succeed, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's got there is talent on the roster.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I'll reserve comments until after I see, because I don't want to give him a bad rap, without seeing the production on the.
We gotta see it.
Yeah, we gotta see it. We gotta see.
And they're gonna win. They're gonna win.
They're gonna win some games.
They're gonna win.
How many games they win? Or if they make the playoffs, that's a whole nother story. But they'll win some games. You're right.
They're gonna, yeah. I'll be shocked if they'll probably be in a play-in tournament like they are in every year.
I would say that's probably
7th, 8th seed, something like that. Put out in the first round, and then he'll probably be, unfortunately, because this has just been Bron's track record. He got 2 or 3 years, and then he'll be up out of there.
Yeah, no doubt. So, man, let's look at some of the free agency moves, because there were some star players in this offseason that took their talents elsewhere. Start with Klay Thompson, man. How shocked were you to see Klay leave Golden State, man? Leave the trio of Steph and Draymond that they've been together, 13 years, 12 years, whatever it is, to that number. But man, can you believe? Can you believe it?
I can't, man. I want to get your thoughts on it too. But yeah, that was interesting, bro, to say the least. Yeah, I just, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be very, very weird seeing Klay in a Mavs uniform. He just seemed like somebody that deserved to retire a Golden State Warrior. And I don't know the ins and outs and how that worked or how that came about. The business of basketball gets the best of them. It's just unfortunate because he just seemed like the kind of dude that he deserved to kind of be retire a Warrior, and maybe that will happen. Maybe at the end of his career, they'll bring him back in on a 10-day or something just so he can retire that way. But he still think he got some ball left in him, man. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Luka and Kyrie are both the way they can collapse the defense. Getting to the hole, creating their own shot, creating shots for others. It's gonna be very interesting to see. If Klay can tap into a little bit of who he was when he was in Golden State before the knee injury, they may be a problem. The Mavs might be a problem for sure.
Oh, so you look at the talent they had from last year. Of course, they were a 5 seed, right? And I don't know how many people thought they would make it to the finals, but like you said, with the ball handling and skills and ability of Luka and Kyrie, I mean, you need spot up shooters, right? And I think that's what got them in trouble. Not to mention some defensive issues against Boston because they couldn't
Right.
hit the knockdown shots. So now you got a
Right.
guy in Klay Thompson that's a knockdown shooter, right? He's a spot up
Mm-hmm.
shooter. He
Yeah.
doesn't penetrate as much, but he's that guy standing on that 3-point line, ready to lock and load.
Right.
And so it gives them a different dynamic, which they already had, like I said, the two outstanding, incredible ball handlers, and they had some big young guys that could, run the floor, rebound, play defense. And now you add a shooter of his caliber and his experience. I think it's going to be good for the Mavericks. Now, will they get back to the finals? Time will tell. Because I think that some improvements going to have to be made on the defensive end of the floor for them.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, I think they got
Absolutely.
exposed.
Yeah. For sure.
Against Boston, and so
For sure.
yeah, no, but like you said, it's gonna be strange to see Clay without Steph. Like the Splash Brothers been together so long, and now you split up, and so does it make Dallas a contender? Absolutely, but will they make it to the finals? Time would tell.
Time will tell.
Yeah, time would tell. So then Kyle Anderson goes to Golden State. They come back and sign him, and he saw Jason Tatum get the max deal, $314 million, bro. Come on,
God,
man.
oh,
Lord.
life changing money, dog.
Right. And so Chris Paul goes to San Antonio, which is he's not a ring chaser, right?
Nah, apparently he's not. Unless Wemby finna go even crazier. Hey, that dude is a unicorn, man. Like that's like KD on steroids right there. That's gonna be scary when he learns, as he continues to grow.
Yeah.
Golly. That's like, oh my gosh. That dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You got Paul George going to Philly.
Right,
and, saying he felt disrespected by the offer that the Clippers made him. 3 years, $150 million. Rob Vick, man, that's $50 million a year. How is that disrespectful? So I'm just saying, man. I don't know about you, but let's better offer me 3 years, $150 million. I'm saying yes. Like Ralph, no discussion.
Yeah, like it sounds insane for us to think about, like, 3 years, 50 million. But I look, the way I looked at it, I was like, okay, if I'm in the industry that I'm working in, and I guess they sent you an offer like, oh, we're gonna pay you 50-some thousand a year or whatever, what I mean? You're like, oh, nah, I'm at least worth 65, 70, you know what I mean? Or if you in the 100,000, if you in the 6-digit range and somebody hits you like, oh yeah, 150, you like, I think I should at least make 175. Like, so that's kind of, because initially that'll shock, like, what? But then I'm like, okay, in the league that he's playing in, this is where they're throwing out money. And what he's privy to, right? Yeah, what he's privy to, he can look at that, and be like, nah, I'm good. I can go get that somewhere else. That's crazy, though. That's crazy. That's like us being like, yeah, I can go make that. You know what I mean? Like, I remember working at back in the day. It's totally non-comparison. As back in the day where you used to go, you had to work the labor jobs or whatnot. You're working in the warehouse and they'll pay you like $12 an hour or $13 an hour. You're like, I can go get that. I can go get that working over here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. So like that's how I kind of looked at it, man. I mean, hey, Paul George is he like 6'8"? You know what I'm saying? Like, he won the genetic lottery. And he worked, not only that, but he worked hard. Anybody that could play in the NBA would play in the NBA. I don't care what nobody say. If you could play in the NBA, you would play in the NBA.
That's right.
So, he has a rare skill set and he's getting compensated for it. So
Three
Shout
and
out
D
to him,
guy.
man. 3 and D. 3 and D, man. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, but you look at it, and we could dissect it all day. So he signs a 4-year deal for 212 million with the
Mm.
76ers. And so
Woo.
really, he only picked up like a couple million. But,
Right. Yeah. He felt
I
it was
mean,
a disrespect. He was like, y'all done disrespected me. So now I'm gonna go make this money over here. Even
right.
if it's just a little bit more, the fact that y'all disrespected me, I'm gonna go over here. So,
It's
but
like
that's a
53
good point.
million a year. It's like 53 million a year. I'm doing simple math real quick. And so
Right.
3 million more. Now there could be some more. The incentives could be different, right? We don't have all the
Yeah.
details, of course. But
Right.
yeah. Now, and he plays with Joel Embiid, the MVP for 2023. Tyrese
Hmm.
Maxey just signed a max deal. So he's got some pieces around him
For
that
sure.
might get him closer to the championship. They still got to deal with Boston. Boston has the whole
You
starting
got to do it.
five coming back
Mm-hmm.
next year, and they're signed to 2020, 25, 26 season. So, yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be cool, man. So we can't go without mentioning the ladies, man, because they're doing some things. Caitlin Clark, Rob, man, since we've been on, recorded her first career triple double, man, as a rookie. Man,
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, from where
She the
from
only
where we
one, right?
started, right? From where we started, when she first started in the WNBA, we were talking and she was catching all her. Man, she's recording triple doubles. They're winning
I ain't
games.
falling.
They beat the Mystics the other night, and she was balling. I think it was this year she had her triple double. And so I watched some of that game, man. And so you see her doing her thing. You see Angel Reese with like 10 straight games, 10 straight double doubles is a WNBA record, man. The ladies are playing some ball right now.
Hooping, 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 man. What you think about it, man? Because I don't want to dominate
Oh
that
no, you ain't
particular
done that.
conversation or anything,
Uh,
man. I think, but I think it's dope, man. I'm glad she's getting the opportunity to hoop.
it
And
is.
yeah, it
Yeah.
takes time, dog. It
It
takes time.
does.
Like
It does. It's
let
like
people
with
get a chance.
anything, man. When you change, when you go to a different environment, if you will, when you go from being the top dog or the alpha or the best to now everybody's in that same level, it's an adjustment, right? It's an adjustment where you were dominating people before. Now your
Mm-hmm.
off season and your preparation in the off season has got to be a little bit different, right?
Facts,
Got to be a little
facts.
different now because you got people just as fast, people just as strong or stronger,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Mm-hmm.
got people that got the skill sets like you do or better. So, what's the
Yeah.
separator? How you gonna separate yourself, right? How you
Right.
gonna separate yourself from
Right.
everybody else? And so,
Right.
nah, man, I think it's cool. I think it, like I said, now you can catch a WNBA game on just about any night of the week, which is
I
crazy from where
know.
they came from. You think about it.
Right.
Think about the talent it started with. Because with the women's USA basketball team back in the 90s, and that talent they had, Lisa Leslie and all them, and the
Right.
league started with that group, and then you had the Tarasis come in and so on and so forth. Now they have the talent is off the chain, off the charts,
Right. It's
and
elevating, man.
yeah, and it's
It's
good to see,
evolving.
man. It is. It's evolving. I really love it. I'm glad that the ladies are getting that shine, man, because
Yeah.
it's good, especially because where the league started and they wasn't really making a lot, but now they're getting the endorsements, they're getting the TV views, and man, it's awesome, man, for real. And so,
Good for them, man. Good for
yeah,
them.
good for them, good for them. And then as we go on through the weeks, though, man, it's getting close, Rob, man. It's getting close to the gridiron time, man. You got
Yes, it is.
some teams rookies are starting to come in next week on the 16th, man. Our guys here, I think they report on the 23rd. And
Mm.
so, man, it's close. They got a open practice on the 27th. So right around the
Right.
corner, man. And man, it's yes,
It's
sir.
about to rev up, man. That off
I'm
season's about to be over
I'm
for him, ain't it?
the off season, man, and the rest and the prep, man. So as you think about it, as we look into this topic tonight, man, the rest and rest required in the off season, right? Because you take on a heavy load, right, during the season,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so you got to lay those I'm not gonna say burdens because it's not burdensome in some
Right,
point,
right,
but it takes a lot, right? It takes a lot to prepare to be a professional athlete, especially you think about the Olympics, man, the track and
right.
field. They,
Yeah.
I mean, golly, they'll to run that fast, to jump that high, to jump a hurdle, to
Right.
pole vault, to throw a shot put into that, man. That's amazing. That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing
It's
ability to be able to
incredible.
do that. And think
It's
about the
incredible.
preparation that you have to go through to stay that fast or even get faster if it's
Mhm.
possible. I think about Usain Bolt, man, how fast he was. That was
Woo!
incredible.
Insane.
Right.
Insane.
9.5, 100 meter. I don't know if we'll see that again
I
in a
don't know,
while.
bro. That's almost like video game.
9.5.
Like,
Yeah.
remember what was that video game? Was that Nintendo, man? We
Track
had
and
the
field.
pad.
Track and field.
Yeah, that's all you was fun, and you just had to do that with your feet. Like you try to go real fast, man. This is the Nintendo
Oh, you
times,
talking about
dog.
the
Like,
one you had to stand on with your feet, the pad.
yeah,
Yeah, I had that too. That's funny.
yeah, man.
Yeah. So they tried to incorporate fitness in video games to get the kids moving. So yeah, I
They
had that.
did. They
It made you
did.
tired though, because you had to
It
run, you had
did.
to jump.
Yeah.
You're right. So shout out to Nintendo, man, for trying to
Shout out to
incorporate
Nintendo,
fitness.
dog. That was good stuff right there.
So Rob, man, let's break it down, man. Off season rest. How critical, man, is rest
Mm,
in our lives, right? In our lives, in our daily grind, because those birds, man, they can get heavy. That
man.
those trials, those situations, man, they can get heavy, especially when they keep
Absolutely.
coming. They keep coming, man. And then
Yeah.
how do you get rest? How do you get relief from that, man? How do you
Mm.
prepare for that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm. That's a woo, man. That is so good right there. Because tying it in how we love to do on this show, how we
Mhm.
always do every episode, man. Um, so you have the professional athletes that go through a rigorous season,
Mhm.
putting wear and tear on their bodies, and then because we started off the show, and I don't even know if we did this intentionally or not. Basically, talking about rest. You know what I mean? Like the fact that we was on vacation.
We
I don't even
did.
think it was intentional, but it wasn't intentional. But God knows exactly.
That's right.
What He orchestrates things. Even we ain't trying to do it. But
Right.
but man, to kind of go back, it's amazing to me how athletes, the ones that are really really dedicated to their craft, don't have an all. Well, they make their off season isn't as long as others. Some people
Right.
determine like, oh man, I'm gonna kick it for as long as I can, and then some people is just like, yo, nah, no rest. I'm going right into it. Like I remember on The Last Dance,
Yeah.
watching
Yes.
Tim Grover talk about when Michael Jordan they got eliminated after he came back from playing baseball.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Yo, I'm about to get away from for a little while. Like, when you want me to report back?" And he's like, "I'll see you tomorrow." You know what I'm saying? Like, see me tomorrow. Like, dang, man. Like, no off season. Like, he went right into it. And Kobe had a work ethic like that. I'm sure there's others.
Mm.
They're just more documented. But I'm sure there's other guys who,
Right.
obviously, LeBron has an insane work ethic in order for him to be where he
Yeah.
is. It's
Right.
not just those guys, but it's like their work compared to our work ethic
Mhm.
is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we think we be working, but no, them dudes they be working for real. Like that's crazy what they do. But to kind of bring it all full circle to your point or your question about how do we prepare? How
Mhm.
do we prepare
Mhm.
our bodies? These trials and or how do we, not our bodies, but like our spiritual bodies, how we
Yeah. Yeah.
prepare
Yeah.
ourselves mentally and
Mhm.
emotionally for these different seasons that we go through in life.
Mhm.
And to answer that question, man, I would say you have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? That's the thing. Like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, and it
That's
depends
right.
on how aggressively you want to approach
Mhm.
your time. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, some people decide like, hey, I'm chilling, and then some people is like, yo, I got to make sure I do up like all the time. You know what I mean? Like it just really kind of,
Mhm.
that's how we prepare ourselves for those trials and those tribulations, those seasons, because those trials and tribulations, they like bills, bro. They ain't stopping. They coming. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right,
they coming,
right.
dog.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
they don't be there. And so we have to always make sure that we're staying prayed up, we're staying in our word, and we're staying connected to the
Connected.
source that is Jesus Christ, man. We
Right,
can't
right.
go without that connection for a long period of time, because once that trial hits, if you're not connected to the
Right.
source, if you're not
Go ahead.
connected to
Go ahead.
Christ,
Go
man,
ahead. Yep.
like,
Yep.
you ain't no telling what can happen as a result. Like,
Right.
we can't
Right.
determine what that trial or tribulation is going to look like, but we can determine how we are going to handle that trial and that tribulation when it comes. And just
Mhm.
like how an athlete prepares themselves for their next upcoming season, we
Right.
also have to prepare ourselves for the season that we're going to inevitably go through,
Right.
and making sure that we are fit, right? Paul talks about that, how
Mhm.
he trains his body. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he
Right.
trains his body for it. And so if it's scripture, then it makes sense for us to do the same thing, where we have
Mhm.
to train our bodies in the sense that we can take on the punishment that is going to come as a result of the
Mhm.
sin that is in the world, as a result of the choices that we make, as a
Mhm.
result of those trials and tribulations that are
Right.
going to come our way. And
Mhm.
so, that do we have an off season and I'm gonna pose that question to you, because matter of fact, no, I'm not even gonna answer it. I'm posing that question to you, bro.
Do
Do
we have
we
an off
have an
season?
off season as followers of Jesus Christ? Do we have
I,
an off season?
no, we don't. And I'm gonna tell you
Mm.
that even Paul tells Timothy to what? Preach the word, what, in season and what? Out of
Woo!
season.
Come
So no,
on.
there is not
Yeah.
an off season. And the fact that we have to this walking and we talked about on the last episode, I believe, about discipleship and taking up their cross, man, and following Jesus. So that is a 24/7
Come on,
job,
sir.
right?
Yes, it
Right.
is.
You can't lay down the righteousness of
Mm-hmm.
Christ. We're striving. We're not righteous, but we're striving to be righteous, right? And
Yeah.
so
Come on.
it's a 24/7 job, because why? Because we are the examples, right? We are the salt of the earth. Because if the salt loses its flavor, what good is it, right? But
What
to be
good is it?
trampled on the foot of men, right?
Come
And so
on, man.
and so, yeah, man, all the time, 24/7, we have to live Christ. We have to show Christ. And that doesn't mean going out bashing people with his word, but that's going out showing love to our
Come on.
neighbor, man. God,
Mm.
showing love to our neighbor, being kind, being loving, not not to say accepting things, but be ready to defend the gospel, like the word tells us. Be ready to give an
Absolutely.
account of our
Mm-hmm.
testimony and why we
Come on.
believe. Right? That's what the
Ooh.
scripture tells us. Be prepared
Yeah.
in that season, whether you are in season or out of season.
Come on.
But be prepared to minister and give an account for why you believe. Somebody say, "Man, why you got that shirt on, Rob? What is way truth life? What is that about?" So be
Mm.
ready to defend why you believe and
Yes.
why you stand on the foundation of Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, and He
Yeah.
died for my sins, and God raised Him from the dead.
Mm.
Believe that,
Mm.
live that, stand on that, because that's all it is. It's that plain and simple. We tend
Facts.
to get church folk saying, "Oh no, it's got to be no. It's that simple. You confess
It's
with your
that simple.
mouth, you believe in
Believe in
your
your
heart,
heart
right?
that Jesus, that God raised
Right,
him from the dead. Come on, man.
right. Come on, man. You
Woo.
confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus, right? Come on, man. It's that
Come
simple.
on, man.
But
That
so
simple.
you gotta be ready, man. You gotta be ready in season, out of season, like Paul admonished Timothy to. Just be ready, man, to give an account.
Mhm.
When people
Because you
ask you.
know what? Because Jesus, he didn't have an off season.
He did not. You're
He
so
did
right.
not have an off season. Jesus, the breaks that he took, he
Yeah,
went to pray.
right.
When he took a break,
Now,
He went to go pray, bro. Like, so in essence, he was staying connected to
right,
the
right.
Father in
That's
order for him to be able to endure those things as a human that
right.
he was called to do, that the Father sent him to earth to do, wrapped in human flesh. Or God, we
Mhm.
can never understand what it's like to be God in human flesh. So
Right.
we can't possibly understand what that is like, the demotion that
Right.
is to be God and be wrapped in human flesh. And so him as a human, his human side had to stay connected to the Father, because now when he goes and takes out all the infirmities, all the issues
Right.
in Jerusalem, like, right,
Yep.
where
Yep.
he went and took away all those things, healing all the sick, and even John says all the things that he did, we can't even put in the book.
Can't even put
Like,
right.
we can't even put it in here. Like all the stuff that he was doing, and Jesus was able to do all of that. He didn't have an off season. It was nonstop, just being about his Father's business. We are so blessed that we are able to, and we didn't even put in the same kind of work that Jesus had to put in, and we still be
Right.
like, man, I need a break.
Right.
I need a
Right.
vacation.
I
I need
need
to
a break.
go
I'm
somewhere.
tired.
I
Right.
ain't get away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and when we go away, we go away
Mhm.
to kick it. You know what I mean? Like, we
Right.
go away
Yep.
to rest.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Christ, his rest, come on, thank you, Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
His rest was with the Father. That's when he went to go rest, dog. Come
Right.
on, man.
Right.
Like,
Right.
he went
That's right.
to rest in prayer.
In
That's
prayer.
a lesson for us, dog. Like,
Yeah.
if we need to find the rest in
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. We need to find the rest in God the Father, finding the rest in the
Right.
Holy Spirit, man.
Yeah. Right.
That's what
Right.
Jesus did. And if we're going to
Right.
be Christ like, we're going to try to walk in his huge footsteps with our small
Huge.
feet.
Right.
Those are the steps that we gotta take. Like, if we
Right.
see what he went to go do the rest, and so like, oh, okay, so if it's good enough for Jesus, if I need to rest, I need to go somewhere and get connected to my Father, then that's what I need to go do. I need to go pray. I need to go relax in my prayer moment,
Right.
and that's gonna bring you rest. Because
Right.
what does it say? What does Jesus say? Come to me, all
Come to
who are
me.
burdened and heavy laden, and I
Right.
will give you rest. What is that?
I will
Matthew
give you.
11:28.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Then
Come
he
on,
keeps
man.
going. In 29, he keeps going. He says, take upon my yoke and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in
Yeah.
heart, and you will find what? Rest for your souls. Come on, man. Rest
Woo.
for your souls, brother.
Come
Rest for your
on,
souls. Look,
man.
but here's even something else to me that really sticks out. We know that Jesus was 100% man and 100% God, and to show, and you said his humanness, to even show his humanness further, we do see Jesus sleep in the
Yes.
bottom of the boat.
Come
So
on, man. He
what?
slept.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
He
still,
was
he had to get
tired.
his physical rest because
Yes.
that was the humanity in him, right?
Yes.
100% God, 100% man. He had to go to sleep.
He had to go to sleep.
And he was
And he
sleeping
slept on the
in the
sea
storm, right? In the storm.
in a
When,
storm.
when his boss is like, hey man, don't you see this storm, these waves and this wind?
We
What you
gonna die.
why
He's
you
like,
right? Why you
look,
sleep, man?
we're about to die. You sleep like of
Right.
all the times you was up. You chose to fall asleep in the midst of this horrible storm. And this, you gotta know the storm is bad, bro, because these are fishermen, dog. They was on the water
On the
all
water.
the time. This was their job. That's like a doctor being worried, like, oh snap,
Right.
I don't know what to do here. Like, that's, you know, the situation is bad if the doctor has seen something they ain't ever seen. It's like, oh my, I don't even know what to do here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Right.
that's the equivalent of this. These are not just like you and me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to speak for you, but I know I got no experience out there. Like, I don't even want to be out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
First of all,
No.
I got no
No.
experience. So
No.
as soon as it starts shaking a little bit, I'm panicking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so these dudes who spent their life on the sea, the fact that the storm was this bad that they got worried, that was a bad storm, bro. That was a
Bad storm.
bad storm.
But
And
here's
Jesus was asleep.
right. Here's the beauty part of it too, Rob. And thank the Holy Spirit for giving me this right here. The beauty part of it is this is the type of rest that Christ is talking about. That
Woo!
don't worry about your situation, man. The stuff that's
Yeah.
going around. Just
Come
come and
on.
get some rest. Come to me and get that rest.
Come and
Take it
get that
upon.
bread.
Give me your
Ooh.
burdens. Let me take those
Yes.
for you. And you come
Yes.
rest in the middle of the storm while all
Yes.
this is going around you. And why worry? Because he can't make say, "Oh, you little faith." And it's like, man,
Yeah.
you don't care. Listen, the thing
Right.
you believe and you trust in me, and you come to.
Right.
This is the rest that he's talking about. This is
Yes.
the rest, y'all. This is the rest we're
Yeah.
talking about tonight, man. Come to Jesus in your storm. Don't forget, man. He's gonna give you that rest. And so I'm gonna follow it up with because we read Proverbs 3 a lot, and trust and load all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge him. He shall direct your path. But you got to go a little further, man. You got to go a little further in that
Mhm.
chapter in that book. And it says in verse 24, he says, I'm gonna start at 23 because it's so good. It says,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Then you will walk safely in your way, and your
Yeah.
foot will not stumble." So you won't stumble,
Yeah.
right? You won't have any no stumbling blocks. 24. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. That's that rest he's
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, you will lie down and your sleep will be sweet. Just like Jesus is exemplifying right there, man. Come to me. Get that
Come
rest so
to
you can
me.
have that sweet. Man, just think about it. Everybody wants peaceful sleep. You want to be
Everybody
able to sleep
does.
peacefully every night. How do you do that, man? You come to Jesus. You
You
turn it
come
over to
to
him, man.
Jesus. Ooh, man. What
Don't
do
be
we tend
afraid.
to do? We either got the TV on, I'm
Yeah.
guilty of this, or we got
Me
the
too.
phone
I am.
on. All
Yeah.
these different things, man, that we go to before we go to Him. And then we wonder why, man, I can't sleep. I'm not getting no rest.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, if we go to, just like you said, if we go to Him, this is the kind of peace that He will give you, even in the midst of the storms that are going on in your life. He said, I will give you this rest. Oh, you of little faith. And
Yeah.
and then if you go to Him,
Yeah.
He gonna say, peace be still. He
Peace.
gonna see all the winds and the waves that's going on. Jesus gonna step out on it and be like, yeah, y'all chill out.
Yeah. Right. You
Chill
went to
out.
bed. You went to bed and everything was chaotic. But then the
Yeah.
next morning, you like, man, what happened?
What happened? Jesus has stepped up and said, hey, chill out, wind. Chill out, wave. Like, don't even worry about it. And the disciples was like, what kind of man? Who is this
Yeah,
that he
who is
can
this
speak
guy?
to the winds and
Man,
the waves?
what?
And that's the attitude that when God steps into your situation, you gonna be like, this God that I serve, man. Like,
Man,
whoo, like
come on,
this,
come
I
on.
did not see how this situation was gonna work out. And then
Right,
he stepped into what kind of God is this that he can
right.
say to my
Who is this?
situation,
Right.
stop,
Who is this
stop.
that commands the wind and the waves? Come on, man.
Yeah. Who
Come
is
on.
this, man? Who is it, man?
The
And
same.
even in ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
I was gonna say like now that even and even when the winds and the wave, because eventually they're going to stop.
Yeah,
Sometimes they might not stop when we want them to stop.
that's right. That's right.
You know what I
That's right.
mean?
Right,
Yeah, he may not come when you want him, but he's always going to be on time. That kind of stuff like that. Those who wait on the Lord, right?
right,
That kind
right,
of those kind of situations where the wind and the waves doesn't seem like it's stopping. That don't mean that God hasn't it's not working.
right,
He's allowing for those winds and the waves to continue, so you will know without a shadow of a doubt that was him that stepped out there and said, "Stop."
right.
That's because that's when we will know. Because he could, even if it happened so quickly, you'd be like, "Oh man, maybe that might have been something I did. Maybe that was
Right,
something I
right.
said. Maybe
That's
that was something
exactly
my mama did, my daddy did, my brother did, my sister did, my friend did." Like, no,
right.
that
Yep,
was nobody but God.
yep.
Only God can step out and say, "Cease to this storm." So, man, boy, you done got me hyped, bro.
So, but I'm gonna take it just a little bit further because we forget who the creator is.
Yes,
We
we
forget
do.
that God said, "Let there be," and then there was the
Mm-hmm.
waters under heaven be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land
Ooh.
appear. The creator of the earth. Why
Yeah.
would he not have power
over
to
it.
speak it.
Yes.
The Bible teaches us that he just spoke it. He didn't
He
touch it.
spoke it.
He just spoke it.
Nah, he said it.
So
He said it.
that just shows
His
you Jesus
words.
100% God in that situation when he said, "Hey, win, wait,
Yeah.
calm it down,
Relax.
right?"
Relax. Chill out. Ooh, man. Just like you know how you would speak to it's just like almost how you would speak to your child when
Yeah,
your child is acting up and you just hit him with the hey, chill
yeah,
out. Hey,
right,
stop. That's what Jesus did to the hey, stop. And it
yeah.
stopped. And so how in the world can the wind and the waves obey Christ on the first? He didn't have to repeat himself. He didn't have to he didn't stop none of that. Like soon as he gave the command, they stopped. But us as human beings, why are we so hard headed when he tell us to do something, and then now we want to come to the table and negotiate? Now we want to be like, hey, well, I don't know. Like, nah, Lord, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do this. I don't really like. How dare we? How dare we, man?
Dare we?
When
Right.
the wind and the waves will stop.
So
Come on, man.
think about this for a second, man. You bring up a great point there that Jesus only had to say it one time.
Yeah.
And we saw that a lot. We see it a lot in scripture. You know, the man that was crippled for 38 years. Wait, you wanna walk? You wanna be healed? Take up your bed.
Yeah.
Immediately. It didn't Lazarus come forth. He didn't have to say, "Oh, Lazarus, where are you?" Oh, Lazarus. Lazarus came after the first call. So,
He came right on the first call.
So
And he don't have to repeat us.
Right.
Man.
The power of God, man. Come on.
The power of God, man. He didn't have no off season because that could have been a time for him to be rested.
Could have been a time. Now he did take a day of rest, right?
He did.
He did. But
he did.
But
he didn't take a season.
No, he didn't take a season.
He took a day. He took a day and he rested. So we know rest is important. But he ain't have an off season.
He ain't take no
God
off
is
season.
on 24/7.
It's crazy because he knows what's going on with you. He knows what's going on with me and everybody else at the same time.
Yeah.
And he can answer all of us at once. He's there for everybody that truly seeks him. That truly seeks him. So yeah, man, that was no off season rest.
No off season rest for God. Right. But you can find rest in him.
Right. you always gotta take up your cross, man. You gotta take up your cross. It's 24/7. Prepare yourself by putting on the armor of God, man. Every day. You gotta put that armor on for you.
Absolutely. Because there's a war going on outside.
Man. And it's not physical. It's spiritual.
It's not.
Just like the word teaches us, right?
It's spiritual, bro.
Spiritual. Ooh. Yes, So, Rob, man, tonight's the draft, brother. What we got, man? What we got for the draft tonight, man?
Interesting draft. So, tonight we are going to draft top quarantine snacks. We're some years removed.
Like COVID snacks.
Yeah, COVID snacks.
Okay.
Yeah. When we was in quarantine a few years ago, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what was the time in the store? You had to Instacart everything, or you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't go to get into like the stores or nothing and stuff. Yeah, what was the top snacks that you had to have on deck?
Oh man, let's see. I think it's you tonight. I think.
I think so.
I think that's right. But go ahead, man. You're your first one. I think he gonna pick it. So I think he gonna pick it. But go ahead. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go with Oreo cookies, man.
Oreo. See, I wasn't gonna do that. So let's go.
Oh, you ain't gonna go with Oreos? Okay, I'm gonna go with Oreo cookies, man.
I'm not a big sweet guy, but cookies.
I'm a huge sweet guy. Huge.
Cookies are my weakness, though. But I like chocolate chip cookies myself. So I'm gonna put chocolate chip cookies down for my first one.
Ah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. So my favorite is a brownie. Like I love brownies. I love chocolate in general. But brownies are huge for me.
Chocolate is
good. Yeah. That's not gonna be my pick because you can really only have like I don't really like the little Debbie brownies and all that stuff. Like you can so like I'm bougie with my brownies, man. So you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna I ain't gonna put brownies on there, but brownies is always my go-to as a dessert.
Okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
my number two pick. It's a weird. It's this is specific to me.
Mm-hmm.
Other people may not. I like the So there are these blue corn chips that
Ah, yeah,
Frito Lay makes.
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's
those blue corn chips.
blue corn chips, huh?
Yeah, the
Okay.
blue corn chips from Frito Lay, man. The natural. It's like the natural brand, I think.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
natural
yeah.
brand.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you had to have some of them during quarantine, huh?
Hmm.
Okay, okay. All right. So my number two, and my wife and I, we uh we love doing this, especially when the kids go to bed. We'll pop some popcorn. So number two,
Ah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I probably would have came to popcorn too. That's a good one, brother.
popcorn. You pop some popcorn, man. You watch a little Dateline, what I'm saying? Solve a mystery or two. Hey, that's our thing, man. That's our thing right there.
Oh snap! I thought you were gonna go with a movie. You said we watched
Oh,
Date, we pop popcorn and watch Dateline. That's a good one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
All right, all right. That's what's up. Okay, okay. Um, so I didn't clarify this, but let me ask you: Are we
okay.
doing drinks? Are drinks a part of this?
That's you can have drinks too. You can have
Okay,
drinks.
we're
Yeah,
gonna add drinks into it. You
yeah,
know, I gotta have something to drink, man.
yeah.
Um, and this is not this is an endorsement. Tortilla chips, thanks, babe. They're the tortilla chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So these Zevias,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I gotta have these, man. I gotta have these, bro. I gotta
Is
have
that
me a
water?
12 pack of
What is
those.
that?
No, this is zero sugar soda.
Zero sugar soda.
Yeah, yeah. This is it's like on another level. Like this is basically like organic soda. We'll
Okay.
put it like that. It's organic
Organic
soda.
soda. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
I'm gonna
new
put
one on me.
organic soda.
I didn't know if there was a such thing as an organic soda. So
It's really not, but that's the best way to
yeah.
describe it.
So
It's a non-GMO soda.
yeah. So let me ask you a question then, sir. So
Yeah.
what is the flavor of it?
So they have several flavors actually.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Uh-huh.
This particular brand is a cola. Like this is a regular cola, but they have like a Dr. Pepper ish kind of, which I
Uh-huh.
don't really like. They got
Uh-huh.
an orange flavor. They got a grape flavor. They got a ginger ale. They got all of it, bro.
Okay.
They got a black cherry. Black cherry is actually one of my favorite. They got a cherry cola version, a vanilla cola version. They got a root beer. They got all of it. They got the whole gamut. My personal favorite is the grape.
The
I love the
grape.
grape. I love the
Okay.
grape and I love the black cherry. Those are my two go to. But the cola, this one is like a third. That'll be third place. And the
Shout,
cherry
shout,
probably second one.
shout out to the grape knee highs, man. Come on. Shout out to the grape knee highs back in
Yeah, I remember them. I remember them grape knee highs, bro.
the day. The peach knee highs, man. Strawberry. Come
Yeah,
on, man. Shout out. Shout out to old
yeah,
school
man. Oh,
colas,
that's a
man.
good one, bro. Yes, sir. Oh,
Okay.
that's a good one.
All right, so man, let's see. Number three, I'm gonna go with because not for me necessarily, but for my family, my children, Doritos.
That's a
Doritos.
good one.
This
Yeah,
is a popular one with
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. See, I was thinking selfishly. I didn't even think about the ones I would
just
pick for
yeah,
the
I was just
family.
thinking about what was in the house at the time, So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. That
yeah,
was good. That's
yeah.
good. Yeah, I'm gonna use my family pick on the honorable mention.
Okay, okay.
But that's a good one though, Doritos, because if for my family too, yeah, we would have had some. We definitely had Doritos on deck during that time for sure.
Hmm.
Um, so for the number four pick, I got to go back to my sweets.
Okay.
Um, I need, so like the Hershey's Kisses, the little Hershey Kisses, the ones you can tear off, like the ones that come in a little package.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna need the cookies and cream version. So the cookies and cream
Cookies and
Hershey's Kiss
cream. Okay.
package.
All right. Let me see. I'm trying to think of what else we had in there that was something we had to have in there. See, top five quarantine snacks. Trying to think, man. what else we had in there? Seemed like we had so much little stuff on the shelf. Shoot. Snacks. What other kind of snacks do we have? Oh, well, I said popcorn already. But so that popcorn is the kind you pop on the stove. But you
Yeah.
also had the white cheddar popcorn in the bag. In the black
Yeah.
bag. That's the white cheddar popcorn.
That's a white cheddar popcorn. That's good. That's good. Okay. I can dig it. Okay. White cheddar popcorn.
White
All right.
cheddar popcorn. Yes, sir.
Okay. For my last pick. All right. What last pick quarantine? You know what? I think I am gonna do this. I wasn't gonna do brownies, but so Kroger actually does have like a pan of brownies that they make. So initially I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna have to do it. Kroger brownies. Kroger got us because I don't really like Publix have brownies and Publix is all my go-to store. I go to Publix more than any other place. But I just so happen to like Kroger's brownies better than I do Publix. Turnip Truck got the best brownie in the world. That's amazing. Turnip Truck got the best brownie. But during the quarantine, I wasn't able to get the Turnip Truck because it's in Nashville and I live in Murfreesboro. So I'm gonna go with the Kroger brownie.
Okay. My last one is another bag of chips, but it's a particular chip that we tend to usually get it on the road when we drive road trips. But Honey Twist, Frito Lay's, those Honey Twist.
Ah,
Those
yeah.
pretty good little chips right there, brother. We had that. We keep them in the house.
Those are good.
Love them to death. So
yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. You know what? The chips that I'm starting to like, man. This is interesting. It's funny, bro. I'm starting to really like them wrap snacks. Have you ever had them wrap snack chips?
No,
man. They because they don't sell them in the store. They just sell them in the gas station. And they don't even sell them in every gas station. I noticed that not every gas station has them, but whenever I come across some wrap snacks, the Master P barbecuing or something like that.
Okay.
The one with the Master P on them, bro. I fool with those. I was like, what kind of ghetto stuff is this right here? But then when I got them one time, I was like, oh, they actually kind of fire. Like, I like these chips, man. They super high in sodium. They not the healthiest thing in the world, but you want a little cheap snack? Yeah, them wrap snacks they go kind of hard. But as an honorable mention, we keep these all in the house, whether it was quarantine or not quarantine. We keep these in the house. We keep us some grapes in here, bro.
Grapes.
Grapes. We gotta have grapes, bro. But and more than likely it's the grapes from Publix, because we got to get Publix fruit. We just don't like it any other way. But we gotta get out. Okay, all right, bet. Yeah. It's
from there.
Right. Yeah. Them grapes, bro. It's like the candy flavor or something like that, man. It's like cotton candy flavor grapes, bro.
Candy flavored grapes. Wow.
Yeah. They good. They good.
Man, another episode of the Casuals, the off season, man. Preparing yourself for what's to come during those tough times, man. I can't wait till the Olympics come on, man. It's coming.
Oh yeah, man.
And I really love seeing the track and field, so I'm excited about
love
that.
It.
Seeing a little basketball and all the other things that go along. The gymnastics are cool to see too. And so that'll be coming up soon, man. But thank y'all again, man, for supporting the show, The Casuals. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, man, please do so. Join and give that thumbs up for the episode, man. And then again, like we always remind you, we are on Spotify. If you like to listen to podcasts, man, download. You can go back and get all. This is episode 23, I believe. You get all 1 through 23 episodes listed on Spotify under The Casuals. You can go back, download one that you might have missed. You can listen to all of them if you want to.
Absolutely.
A lot of people like to listen to podcasts, or they driving to work, or they running, or whatever it might be, man. So go on there, download, get your spiritual fulfillment, because it's gonna be some words in there. It's gonna be some good talking, there's some laughing, and some joking. But man, support the show. We appreciate that, man. The comments, the questions. Shout out to Mrs. Robin Vick on tonight with us. And, man, we'll catch y'all again for another episode next week for the Casuals.
Yep.
Peace.
What you want, but this is what